Hello, this is the Happy Vanna Pokemon Podcast with your hosts, Dan and Nick. We talk about everything Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And today we are going to go over the uh, battle deck that we went over last week. We're going to recap on that. And we are also going to go open another pack. And today we're doing something a little different. We're going to open a build and battle box. And inside, we'll talk about that when we get to it, what's inside and stuff. But we'll get to that as soon as we finish going over from last week and opening our pack.
Well, not only are we going to open the box, but we're also going to make a deck out of it, right?
Oh, right.
Making pre-release deck.
A pre-release deck. We'll talk more about that when we get there.
Oh yeah.
So, me and Nick have done a little playing with the
League Battle deck.
The League Battle deck, you're right. And we find it to be a rather good deck. It moves real fast. It gets your energies out fast. It doesn't need a whole lot of improvement.
No, I think it's pretty clear. I mean, there's a few cards that may slow it down here and there. Like, I don't know if Oleana is necessary, but it's always good to have.
Well, it helps us to get that healing back in there. So
Yeah.
to heal your Pokemon, it always helps.
Yeah.
That way you can bring in your other ones. Plus, you got to do that retreat so you can use your Charizard ability again. The Reshiram Charizard ability, where he only gets to attack once per turn to 230.
Yeah.
So that's where it helps out. So
Yeah.
you can switch them in and out.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
So with that, there's not really too much that you really need to add to that deck. They really did a good job of putting it together. Maybe a Boss's Order would help out.
Oh, Boss's Orders always helps.
Yeah, Boss's Order is always a card that could go just about in any deck.
Old veteran Pokemon players used to call it Lysander.
Oh, Lysander, right? So that's the only thing I could think of that could go in there. It seems pretty solid overall with that.
Yeah.
We played against the Raichu deck, and Raichu kind of struggled against it, but did make a comeback and win a game. So that's always good.
We played 2 games, and the first deck I was kind of drawn dead. I wasn't getting anything. Two of the Emolgas were prized, which really kind of sunk my boat. But the second game, it ran a lot smoother, and I was able to take victory. If we played a third, I bet you Raichu would have won once more. But that's just because it's a more expensive deck, I guess.
So that's what we see. It's a real good deck, good for a starter or beginner player, or someone that has a little bit of experience but doesn't have the ability to go out and buy all the cards to make all kinds of decks. This is good for someone that really wants to be competitive in a league battle, taking it to even a league tournament, a local league tournament. I think you'd fare pretty good against most of the other Pokemon players. Now it's how well you play Pokemon. That's what makes you the better player. So
yeah,
that's really all I got about that. It's really solid deck overall.
Yeah. So you ready to move on to the pack?
Yeah, let's move on to the pack.
All right. So we only had one person comment again from last week. The energy type was Psychic last week.
That was a good one.
And the winner of the 2 codes is VY Dang.
Yeah. Now if VY Dang, if he'll send us, or he or she will send us a message via.
I think I could just message them the codes through YouTube. I think there's a way I can do that.
Okay. Well, we can either do that, or you can send us a message on Instagram if you want to do that. Either way, we'll be happy to get you the code, and you'll get the 2 codes. The one from last week and the one from the week before. So great job out there. Keep it up. And then
keep playing Pokemon. Keep battling.
Keep battling. And I want to give a little shout out to one of our buddies, both mine and Nick's buddy, Rich. We also call him R2. He was a big influence on our gameplay. We learned a lot from how to play Pokemon from him. He showed us a lot of different things, and he was always really good about trading cards and giving us cards when we needed them.
He was the man, the myth, the legend.
Right? We always, me and him always had real good battles. it came down to one card. If I drew the right card, he would lose. If I drew the wrong card, I would lose. So he's a great player. I hope he listens to this and he hears that we want him to come back to play Pokemon. Hopefully we can find some of the locals so we can all get back together and play again.
Yeah, I don't mean trash talk about this, but I mean nobody else really gives me that challenge, that edge.
Yeah, that R2 always gave you that challenge. So that's just wanted to throw that out there.
You always knew you were in for a doozy.
Yeah, going against R2. So just wanted to throw it out there. And R2, hey, hope to see you again to play some more Pokemon. So now we are going to get on to our pack.
So today, I'm guessing grass type because I'm feeling grassy.
Ooh, I'm going to go psychic type.
Alrighty. Oh.
Great. That's a great one.
Alrighty.
So we'll put that to the side and we'll see.
So, first our first card is Caterpie. He's a stage 1, evolves from Roly-Coly, which we've seen quite a bit while opening packs. He has 100 HP and is a fighting type. His first attack is Ram, does 30 damage for 2 colorless, for 1 fighting energy and 2 colorless. His second attack is Heat Crash, 60 damage. His weakness is Grass, resistant to nothing. Retreat is 3. Alrighty, next up on the list, we have Beware, another stage 1, evolves from Stuffle, has 140 HP and is colorless. His first attack is Hammer Arm, 3 colorless energies, 90 damage, and discard the top card of your opponent's deck. His second attack, for 4 colorless energies, is Big Throw. Flip a coin. If heads, discard your opponent's active Pokemon and all attached cards. Wowie.
Well, that's not too bad. I mean, if you're using Welder, you're going to be putting those energies on pretty quick if you're have them in a fire deck. Or if you're just playing normal Pokemon, then you can load him up real quick.
Yeah, and then you could just run out your opponent out of Pokemon on their bench and you win.
It's all based on a coin flip, though, of course.
Oh, yes, a coin flip. I forgot about that part.
You got to worry about that. Always worry about the coin flip.
Yes, he's weak to fighting, and his retreat is a whopping 3.
All right.
Next up, we have Skyla, making her return debut into the Pokemon Standard format. She is a supporter, and she lets you search your deck for a trainer card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Pretty useful card, if you ask me.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Next, we have a basic Pokemon, is Bunnelby. 70 HP, normal type. For 1 colorless energy is Burrow. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck. Second attack, 3 colorless energy, Headbutt, Bounce, 50 damage.
Wow.
Weak to fighting, and retreat is 1.
He doesn't sound like that great of a Pokemon. Maybe his evolution is going to be better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I bet we'll come across it eventually. I mean, we are opening up 5 packs.
Right.
Next, we have a basic Pokemon, Fire type. It's a Vulpix, 60 HP. 1 fire energy is Confuse Ray. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. 2 colorless is Smash Kick, 20 damage. Its weakness to water, resistant to none, and retreat is 1. Next up on our list, we have Phantom, 60 HP grass type. He is a basic. For 1 colorless energy, his first attack is Dark Guidance. Put a basic Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench. Second attack, Seed Bomb, grass, and a colorless, 30 damage. It's weak to fire, no resistance, and 1 retreat cost.
Okay.
Next up on our list is the Galarian Farfetch'd. Probably one of my more, one of the Galarian Pokemon that I like a bit more. 80 HP, fighting type, for 1 fighting energy, Rock Smash, 10 damage. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. 2 colorless energies. For its second attack, it does Pierce, 30 damage. It's weak to Psychic, and retreat is 1.
Alright.
Next, we have a Squovet. I believe that's how you pronounce it. 70 HP, colorless. For 1 colorless energy, Tackle, 10 damage. For 2 colorless energy, Bite, 20 damage. Its weakness is fighting, and its retreat cost is 1. Next, we have a Reverse Hollow Morpeko. Basic Energy, 80 HP, Electric type. Its first attack is Torment. 1 colorless energy, and it does 20 damage, and it lets you choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon attacks. Your opponent may not use that attack next turn. That Pokemon can't use that attack. I think I read that wrong, but
Here, let me read it. Nothing wrong with me reading it.
Alrighty, go
Which
for
one
it.
is it?
Torment.
Torment. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attack. During your opponent's next turn, that Pokemon cannot use that attack.
Okay, you nailed it.
All right.
You did better than I did, I bet.
Well, you're reading a lot of cards, so.
Yeah. So next, we have Spark for 1 electric and 1 colorless, 50 damage. And this attack also does 20 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Do not apply weakness or resistance. Weak to fighting, retreat is 1, colorless.
A little spread damage there.
Oh, a little spread damage always helps. Alright, next is our final card is Alchemy. I could be wrong on the pronunciation, I'm just trying to sound it out. 110 HP, he is a stage 1, Psychic type, first attack, Decorate, 1 colorless energy, attach any number of basic energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. Second attack, 1 Psychic, 1 colorless, Draining Kiss, 50 damage, heal 30 damage from this Pokemon, weak to Steel, retreat is 1. Its first attack, I think, is pretty tough.
Pretty good, yeah. What does he evolve from?
Milcery.
Milcery, okay.
Looks like a glove.
It looks like a glove. It does look like a glove.
Alrighty, and that's our pack.
That's our pack. Not too terribly exciting, but one good trainer, which is nice.
Every pack is exciting.
Every pack is exciting. There you go. Okay, so now we're going to get into the build and battle box. This build and battle box is a Sword and Shield Rebel Clash box. I have not opened one yet.
I haven't opened one yet either.
Okay, and then it says inside you'll find a 23 card evolution pack, including 1 of 4 unique foil promo cards. Ooh.
Those are always fun to have.
Yeah, right? And then it'll also contain 4 Pokemon TCG Sword and Shield Rebel Class booster packs. And then it will also contain a code for the Pokemon TCG Online. Alright. And the way the battle box looks, it's about the size of a regular pack. Maybe about 1.5 inches wide, maybe?
Let's see. Maybe 3/4 the thickness.
Okay. And it has a outer sleeve, so you slide that off, the outer sleeve. And then when you open it up, you have the 4 packs, a little instruction booklet, and then it has your 23 cards wrapped in cellophane. And the card that we got is Luxray for our promo Sword and Shield Rebel Clash. And we are going to open that up.
Are we going to open that up first, or are we going to go through the packs first?
Well, we're going to open these first so we can see what's in here.
Alrighty.
Because this is first on top, so.
Yeah, and if you're doing a pre-release, you would probably want to open up that first to see what you're working with.
Okay, so this build and battle box is what you'll get in a pre-release. So what you'll do is when you go to a pre-release, and it's a good idea to go to pre-releases, the local pre-releases, so you can learn the cards. And what you do is you get your box when they say, and you open it up, and then you open your pack with the 23 cards in it. You look through it so you know what you have. Then you open your other packs, and then you make a deck of 30 cards out of the
40 cards.
It's 40 cards.
Yes.
So you make a deck of 40 cards out of the packs that you get, and then they will have energy for you to put into your deck. So you can make a 40 card deck.
Yep.
So with that being said, we're going to go through this 23 card pack that they give you that comes with the Sword and Shield Rebel Clash build and battle. So like we said, first of all was Luxray. He has his first attack is Raid for 60. If this Pokemon evolves from Luxio?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Luxio. During this turn, this attack does 100 more damage.
Alrighty.
That's pretty good. Then for 2 energies, 1 electric and 1 colorless, head Bolt for 120.
It has a 160 HP. It is an electric type. Weak to fighting. Its retreat cost is 1. And I am a fan of the art. It's one of the better looking cards that I've seen. Even for promos. It looks really amazing.
Yeah, it sure does. So, we'll get that posted. You can see that when we get it online.
Yep.
The next one is Charcoal. And I think we just went over him in our...
we went over him in the pack.
In our booster pack. So,
if you missed it, rewind. Watch it over.
Yeah. Charcoal, 100 HP. Ram for 2 energy and does 30. Heat Crash for 1 fighting and 2 colorless for 60. So
alright.
That's him. That's it for that.
Next we have a Roly-Coly. The prior evolution to Carkle, 70 HP, fighting type, 1 colorless energy is Ram for 10 damage. We've been over him before.
Right. Okay. Then we got the Quick Ball next. We all know that the Quick Ball, you can play this card only if you discard another card from your hand. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. So this is going to be real good for your pre-release deck, because then you can discard something to get your big heavy hitter out. So let's say in one of your other packs you pull a V card. Well, you're going to want to put that in there. You're going to want the Quick Ball.
Well, if you can put the V card in there.
Right.
Has to work with the deck.
Right. So, then the next card we have,
the best card that there is,
one of my favorite cards, is Dan. Draw 2 cards. If you and your opponent play rock, paper, scissors until someone wins. If you win, draw 2 more cards. If they win, nothing. So, back to that.
Next we have
another good card.
Yeah. Professor's Research. Lets you discard your hand, draw 7 cards.
Professor Magnolia. So, here we go. Boy, this has been a pretty good pack.
Yeah.
Sonia. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon or up to 2 basic energy and reveal them and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. Well, this would be a pretty good battle box.
Next, we have a Barboach. 70 HP, fighting type. For 1 fighting energy, its first attack is Razor Fin, 10 damage.
Then we got a second one, a third one. So we got 3 of those. So they're looking for us to make a fighting type deck. Even though our initial Pokemon was electric.
Well, maybe it's busted and we just got all fighting Pokemon.
Then after that is Whiscash. He's 140. He has the ability of Submerge. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks.
So not bad. Blocks spread decks.
Right? And then he has, for 2 fighting, Earthquake, 140 damage. This attack also does 20 damage to each of your bench Pokemon.
Well, you gotta take the good with the bad, I guess.
Right?
If you have a bunch of the Whiscash on your bench,
Go ahead.
They won't take any damage from Earthquake because of their ability.
Well, their ability prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks.
Yeah, Earthquake is an
okay.
attack.
Yeah, it sure is. They gave you 2 Whiscashes in here, so we will move on to the next card, which is a Speed Energy.
Probably one of my favorite cards in the set.
As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides electric energy. When you attach this card from your hand to an electric Pokemon, draw 2 cards.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Another Dan. I don't know why they scattered it, but that's how they chose to do things.
Right, so we got 2 Dans. We got another Sonia, too. So we'll just skip on those.
Next we have Shinx. 60 HP electric type. We do have 3 of those. And for 1 electric energy, it has Under Pressure, 10 damage. It does 50 more if your opponent has 3 or more prize cards remaining. Next, we have Luxio. We run 3 of those. 90 HP. Electric type. Its ability, Top Entry. Once during your turn, if you drew this Pokemon from your deck at the beginning of your turn, and your bench isn't full, before you put it into your hand, you may put it onto your bench. So you pick them up, and you could just slap them onto your bench. First attack, 1 electric energy, zap kick, 30 damage. As I said, we run 3 of those, and the last 2 cards are Luxray's, same as the promo, 160 HP. We already went over him. So, and then we're left with the code.
Okay. And so what I did then is I took all the cards and I sorted them. I put all the fighting cards together and I put all the electric cards together and all the trainers together. So now we have an idea of a base of what we have to see. Hopefully we'll get something out of our packs that we have so we can make a deck.
Yeah, so how do you want to do this? You want to alternate going through packs, or all just one of we want to
Sure,
go over
we can open. Go ahead and let's start opening the packs.
Alrighty.
And then we're gonna, like we always do, we're gonna guess the code. We are gonna guess the energy, but we're just gonna tell you what it is because that's just how it's gonna be today.
Yeah.
Because this is the building battle box, so it's gonna be different than our regular one. So we'll just go ahead with that.
This one's gonna be a fighting energy.
I'm gonna go with darkness. Oh, it's grass.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So first we have. So are we gonna go through every card in all these packs then?
Yeah, we're gonna try to go through them a little faster.
Okay. Bronzong, 130 HP, Steel type. First attack, Smack, 1 Steel energy, 30 damage. Second attack, 1 Steel energy, 2 colorless, Gyro Ball, 70 damage. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. If you do, your opponent switches their active Pokemon with one of their benched Pokemon. Weak to fire, resistant to grass, retreat cost is 3.
Now, right now, he doesn't help us because he's a Steel type, and we don't have any other Steel type to go with him.
Next, we have Metapod. Stage 1, 80 HP, Grass type. Ability is Adaptive Evolution. This Pokemon can evolve during your first turn or the turn you play it. For 2 colorless energy, it does Ram, 20 damage. Weakness Fire, retreat cost 3.
Okay, I think we've seen him before, but we're going to put him. Also, another one we don't need right now because we don't have any other grass.
Next, we have an item. It is the Tool Scraper. Choose up to 2 Pokemon tool cards attached to Pokemon, yours or your opponent's, and discard them.
Now, this is a good card, but it might not really play well in a battle deck like this because not too many other people are going to have tools necessarily. So that you might want to put to the side too. But we're going to just put it with our trainers for now.
Next, we have a basic Pokemon. It is a Galarian Meowth, 60 HP, Steel type. Its ability is Evolution Roar. You may discard 2 cards from your hand in order to use this ability. Oh, you must discard 2 cards. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Galarian Berserker, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. For 1 Steel energy and 1 colorless, it has Scratch, 20 damage, weakness is Fire, resistance is Grass, retreat cost is 2.
Okay, well, we'll put that in our Steel pile. Doesn't really help us.
Next, we have Caterpie, 50 HP, Grass type, ability Adaptive Evolution. This Pokemon can evolve during your first turn or the turn you play it. 1 colorless, it has Gnaw, 10 damage, weakness is Fire, retreat cost is 1, and it can go right with our Metapod.
Okay, so now that's helping us out a little bit.
Next, we have a basic Pokemon, a Galarian Corsola, 80 HP, Psychic type, 1 Psychic Energy, Curse Drop, put 3 damage counters onto your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Weakness is Darkness, resistance is Fighting, retreat cost is 2.
Okay.
We're really getting
He's a
scattered
Psychic, so that doesn't really help us either.
Next, we have a basic Pokemon, Litwick, Fire type, 60 HP, 1 Fire Energy, Scorch. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned.
All right.
Weakness to Water, retreat cost is 1.
Another Fire Pokemon, so he doesn't help.
Next, we have a Shinx. We already went over him. I'm not going to go over him again.
All right. Now we have another Shinx, so that helps us out.
Next, we have a Stage 1 Darkness Reverse Hollow Galarian Wheezing, 130 HP. Its ability is Neutralizing Gas. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's Pokemon have no abilities except for Neutralizing Gas.
All right.
Second attack, 1 Darkness Energy, Severe Poison. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Put 4 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon during Pokemon Checkup. Weakness, Fighting type, resistance none, retreat cost is 3. I didn't
Okay.
know they started calling the between phases Pokemon Checkup.
Oh, must be new.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next we have a stage 1, Hollow Gyarados, 180 HP, 3 damage is Rack Down, 90 damage. 2 for next attack is 2 water, 3 colorless, Big Storm, 200 damage. Discard any stadium in play. Retreat is 4, and weakness is electric.
Okay. Well, not the best Pokemon, not the best cards coming up. So
No.
we will move on to the next pack.
Alrighty. We only got 1 electric type out of our 10 cards. What
I'm gonna
What a
go.
dud.
I'm going electric.
fighting?
Electric it is.
Dang.
How about that? So here we go. There's the electric energy. Our first card is Training Court. Once during each player's turn, that player may put a basic energy card from their discard pile into their hand. That is a good card to have. The next card is Lampet, of stage 1, 80 HP. Its ability is top entry. Once during your turn, if you drew this Pokemon from the deck at the beginning of your turn and your bench isn't full, before you put it into your hand, put it onto your bench. Oh, so that's pretty good.
Same as a Luxio.
Okay, so, and then it's for 1 fire, it has Reignite for 20 damage. Attach a fire energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon.
Alrighty, we can put that right with our Litwick.
Right, so we got the evolution, so that's good. Metachamp. He is a stage 1, 110 hit points, or 110 HP. His first attack is Yoga Kick with 40 damage. This attack damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance. And then for 3 colorless, Psychic. For 3 colorless, his attack is Psychic, which is 60 plus. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Well, that's a good one. So
Yep.
He's a fighting type, but we don't have his evolution, so we can't play him yet. The next one is Honedge, which is a basic 60 HP. He has only 1 attack for a steel and a colorless. Slicing Blade for 30.
Our steel pile is everly growing.
So next one is Tympole.
Tympole, I don't know.
Tympole. At 60 HP, he has one attack. For 1 colorless spiral attack, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused.
He looks really sad in the art.
He does. So now we got 2 water Pokemon. Our next one is a darkness Pokemon. Vullaby could be. For 60 HP. 1 colorless, pluck for 10 damage. Before doing damage, discard all Pokemon tools from your opponent's active Pokemon. Could be good.
Goes with our Tool Scraper.
It does go with the Tool Scraper. Glitter and Corsola, which this is our second one, so I'm not going to go over him, since we already have him. The next one is Toxel, which is 70 HP. He has 1 attack for electric, Tight Jaw for 10, with 10 damage that is. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That'll help out for our electric deck if we're going to make an electric deck. Right now, it looks like we're going to be making an electric deck. That's what our cards are playing for right now. The next card is a basic Pokemon, Impidimp, which is 70 HP. I could be saying that wrong, but he has, for 1 darkness, Beat for 10 damage, for a darkness and a colorless, Stampede for 20. Alright, he'll go right into the deck. Then our last one is Ninetales, which is 120 HP. He's a stage 1. His first attack is Hex for 30 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition, this attack does 90 more. And he has a second attack for 3 energy, 1 fire, and 2 colorless. Flickering Flames for 90. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. And we
Alrighty.
don't have a Vulpix yet, so he's not playable.
Next pack, I'm going with fighting again, because I already went it for the first 2. I gotta stick with it. Stick it out.
Stick it out with fighting, huh?
Yeah.
I am gonna go water.
Alrighty.
Water. We haven't seen water.
No,
I want to see water. Ooh, another electric.
Alrighty. First card is Oleana, supporter. You can play this card only if you discard 2 other cards from your hand. Your opponent reveals their hand. Put a trainer card you find there on the bottom of their deck. Now this next card may help us out a bit. It is the Twin Energy. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon that is in a Pokemon V or Pokemon GX, it provides 2 colorless energy. If this card is attached to a Pokemon V or a Pokemon GX, it provides a colorless energy instead.
Okay, so it can still be played on your...
Alright, next we have a Heliolisk, 110 HP, electric type. For 1 electric energy, Eerie Impulse, flip a coin. If heads... Oh, it's a stage 1. For 1 electric energy, Eerie Impulse, flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. Its next attack, for an electric energy and a colorless, it has Thunder, 120 damage. This Pokemon also does 30 damage to itself. Weak to fighting, its retreat cost is 1. Another electric card, luckily. Next we have a Galarian Darumaka, 80 HP, water type. Water type. Its first attack is Ice Punch for 1 water and 1 colorless, 30 damage. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Weak to Steel, retreat is 2.
Well, that doesn't really help us out too much. Not too many good cards in that one so far.
Nope. Next we have a Hatenna, 60 HP, Psychic, 1 colorless energy. Find a friend, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. For 2 colorless energy, Psyshot, 20 damage. Weak to darkness, resistant to fighting. Retreat cost is 1.
It could be helpful.
Next we have a Scyther, 80 HP, grass type. For 1 colorless energy, Swords Dance. During your next turn, this Pokemon's Binding Scythe attack does 70 more damage. Then its second attack, Binding Scythe, 20 damage, 1 colorless energy. Weak to fire, retreat is 1.
Well, I'd like to say that that sword stand sounds like it was the original in the original base set. I think that was Scyther's original attack. He had 2 attacks with Sword Dance, and then next turn you do more damage. So I think that's going back. That's what that is, but that's just me saying it. So we can look that up and see. But yeah. I think that's what it is.
So next we have a basic Pokemon. It is Nosepass, 80 HP, fighting type. For 1 colorless, it has Tackle, 10 damage, 3 colorless, Rolling Tackle, 50 damage. Weak to grass, retreat is 3. We have been over him before.
Yep, we've been over him.
Next we have a water type basic, Wingull, 70 HP, water type, as I already said. Collect, 1 colorless, energy, draw a card. Wave Splash, water and colorless, 20 damage. It is weak to electric, resistant to fighting, and its retreat cost is 1. Next we have a Zacian basic, 120 HP, steel. First attack is Energy Stream, 30 damage, 1 steel, 1 colorless. Attach a steel energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Second attack, 2 steel energy, 1 colorless, Smashing Edge, 120 damage. Flip a coin. If tails, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. Weakness to fire, resistant to grass, retreat is 2. Our final card.
So we went over that one before too.
Yes, in the Zacian deck.
Right.
Check out that video, it's a good one. Next we have a stage 1, Digger's Bee, Digger's Bye, either or, 130 HP, colorless. For 3 colorless energy, its first attack is Mining Rush. Does 30 damage, discard up to 6 cards from the top of your deck. If you do, this attack does 30 damage for each card you discarded in that way. So it could do up to 180 damage.
Don't we have the evolution, or is that in our...
That was in our pack.
Okay, so that was our pack card. So we haven't gotten that one yet. That would have been good to have in our thing. But we got one more pack to open, so maybe he'll be in there.
Yes, so we have for a 4 energy, it has the same attack, headbutt bounce, 110 HP, 110 damage. Weakness is fighting, and retreat cost is 3. We're really not finding anything that's too helpful for our starter deck.
Alright, here's our last pack.
Alrighty, I bet it's a good one.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. What are you going with? What type of energy are you going?
I'm sticking with fighting.
Okay, I
gotta stick it out.
I'm gonna go darkness. Ooh, there you go. Fighting it is.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. So our first one is the Nugget. You can play this card only if you drew it from your deck at the beginning of your turn. Before you put it in your hand. Before you put it into your hand. Draw 3 cards. It's a good one. That'll help us move along. Tranquill, which we went over in the Zacian deck. He's a stage 1. 80 HP. 2 energies. Razor Wing for 40. 3 energies. Gust for 60.
Alrighty. Colorless always helps.
Yeah, it sure does. The next one is Horror Energy, which is a special energy. And it is Psychic. As long as this card is attached to one of your Pokemon, it provides Psychic Energy. If the Psychic Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by your opponent's attack, put 2 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Oh, that's not too bad.
Nope.
Tympole, we went over already, so I'm going to skip by that. Vuleby, we went over him, so I'm going to skip him too. Galarian Corsola, we went over that one too. Toxel, we went over that too, so I'm going to skip that. Ooh, the Galarian Mr. Mime. Look at that.
Gross.
80 HP for one colorless Icy Wind for 10 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. For 1 water and 1 colorless, triple spin 20 times, flip 3 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. Alright.
If I wasn't against tearing up Pokemon cards, that would be one to tear to shreds.
Alright. And then we got a reverse hollow Capacious bucket. Capacious bucket, you're saying?
Yeah.
Search your deck for up to 2 water energy cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. That's a good card.
Yep.
That could help us out if we're going to be playing water. And Barbacle. Did we already say this? Have this one today?
No.
Okay, so he is a stage 1, and he is 120 HP, 1 fighting energy, and 1 colorless rock hurl for 50. This attack's damage isn't affected by resistance. So that means that if your opponent has resistance to you and isn't, he's going to do the 50 damage. And then his second attack is 1 fighting and 2 colorless for hand press for 80 plus. If you have more cards in your hand than your opponent, this attack does 80 more damage.
Alrighty.
Okay, so that's what we got.
Alright, so I wanted to get back to you guys on the Scyther. So the base set one, it did have Swords Dance, but its second attack was Slash. So it is similar. It is basically the same, except I think the energy might be a little cheaper.
It does more damage than new one apparently, because he's doing 70 plus 20. Well, he's doing 100 or he's doing 90.
Where this one, it does 60 instead of 30.
It does 60. Oh, 60 instead of 30 with Sword Dance, because it does 30 more for Sword Dance. So, well, there you are. So that's looking at the base set. So there we are.
Alrighty.
So now, to make our deck, we have to figure out what would be our best way to go.
Now,
I'm thinking that electric might be our best way because we have more electric cards than anything.
Yes, true. We do have a lot of steel.
So
maybe we could do something with that.
We can play the Helios.
Helioesque?
He's out. We do have 2 Toxels, so that'll help us out. So basically, we got everything. We got 2 Toxels to add that'll help us out.
And an extra Shinx.
So that'll help us out to make this deck a little stronger. So, but if that's the way we're going to go, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we got 12 cards here, and 3 of them are, we have a lot of evolutions here. So, but the Luxo, that's a good card because once during your turn, if you draw this Pokemon from your deck at the beginning of your turn, and your bench isn't full before you put it into your hand, put it on the bench. So this will go right onto the bench. So that might be a benefit too, and that would make your bench stronger with the Luxos being played directly from your deck and not having to evolve every time. So I think that might be a good way to go with electric instead of electric. And then our fighting is our next big pile of cards. But we got the Barbacle, which we can't play.
Yeah. And we can't play the Metacham either.
We can't play him because he's out. So, looking at this, I'm not thrilled. I'm not excited about it at all. So maybe we're gonna put the fighting on the side.
Well, I mean, what I think we do is we take out the Roly-Poly and Carkle and just not include the Nosepass and leave the Wishcash Barboach.
Well, let's see what else we have to play with first, and then we'll make a decision on that. I say we put them on the side for now.
Yeah, good idea, because there's very few of them.
Okay, so now we got a Zacian for metal, the Honage for metal, the Galarian Meowth, and the Bronzong. The Bronzong we can't play. He's out. So that gives us 3.
Which only 1 is really worth playing, and 2 expensive for energy, if you ask me.
I say we put them on the side then. They're done with no metal. Alright, next we're going to go with Psychic. Psychic looks really bad because we got 3 of the Galarian Corsolas, which is all Psychic. Now the only card that I would think about playing is the
Haterana,
maybe? Hatana? Maybe?
Haterana?
And the reason I might think about playing this is because we can use any kind of energy on it. It's basically we can use any colorless energy. So this might be worth playing. It only does 20 damage, but your opponents aren't going to have a lot of Pokemon that are doing a lot of damage anyways. So we're going to put him in our pile of possible playing. Our next pile is Darkness. And we have a bunch of...
This pile looks really sad.
Right, it's not a very impressive pile. Well, we got a Galarian Weezing, which is a pretty good card, but we can't play him because he's a stage 1, so that doesn't help us. And then we got 2 Volibee, which we could play him, but...
Not helpful.
Not terribly helpful, because he's discarding all Pokemon tools from your opponent. So he doesn't help us out. And
if
then
you hate tools, then you would play him.
Right, and the other one is Impidimp, and he's 70, but he takes a Darkness and a Colorless do 20 more damage.
Not worth it.
We're gonna put all those on the side. We have 2 colorless Pokemon, the Diggersby and the Tranquill, which are both evolutions. So neither one of them will get played.
For water, we have the Gyarados. We can't play him because we don't have the Magikarp. Next, we have the Galarian Mr. Mime, 80 HP. Well, I already went over him. Now, I'm not sure about him. He might be helpful, might not. He's a coin flip card. So, I say we put him on the side for now. We have 2 of the Tymples. Not very helpful, so I wouldn't play him either. The Wingull, also not very helpful, about as good as the Impidimp. Same with the Galarian Darumaka. So all those cards were kind of duds too, even though the pile was a little bit larger. So our next fire. We do have the Litwick and Lampet. So they might be worth playing because they only cost 1 fire energy. But
if we're playing electric,
yeah,
do we want to throw fire in there?
Yeah, and then we have the Ninetales, which we can't play.
Okay, so that's out. No fire.
So next we have grass. We have the Metapod and Caterpie, which you can evolve right away. They both all of our grass cards only take colorless energy, so they might be worth adding.
Well, maybe we'll put them all in our deck, or our possible deck.
Yeah.
Just so we can see what we have.
Yeah. So those are going to go on the side with our fighting cards.
So now we have 1 psychic. We have we're really going electric because that would be our best bet.
This was a bad build and battle box. They normally go a little bit smoother than this.
I think maybe we get rid of the fighting.
Yeah, we dropped the fighting.
Yeah, I think we get rid of the fighting.
Alrighty.
So that's what we're left with. We're left with grass, psychic, and electric. Now, we're gonna probably play a lot of our trainers because we need something to help us get this deck moving. So we're definitely gonna play the Nugget.
Always.
We are going to play. Well, the Tool Scraper we're going to put to the side. We don't need that. We're going to play Dan because we need supports. We're going to play the Quick Ball. We'll play the Sonia. We'll play both the Sonias. We'll play both the Dans.
We'll play the Professor's Research. And the training court too. I think the training court will help us.
Training court. Because most likely whoever you're playing against won't have a stadium card to play. And the last one is Oleana.
I think we pass on the Oleana.
I think we pass on the Oleana then. And Capacious Bucket, we're going to pass on that too. Because we don't need it.
Alrighty, so let's look what we ended up with.
And then, well...
Oh yeah, we're not done.
We're also going to play the Twin Energy and the Speed Energy. The Horror Energy doesn't help us, so we're going to...
Well, I say we throw in the Horror Energy.
Yeah, let's throw in the Horror Energy, because if we play our 1 Psychic Pokemon, then that'll help us out. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 trainers.
We have 12 electric types.
That gives us 20 cards so far there.
So 21 with our Hatena, with our 3, so 24 we're at. With our 3 grass types, we're at 24.
24.
Plus our 3 energy cards.
25, 26, 27. So we need to add energy.
15 energies. 15 electric energies.
So that's what we'd have. That would be our deck. And...
I think it'd be a pretty balanced deck overall.
I think so too. I think it would run pretty smoothly. And what you would do is you'd make this deck, and I generally bring sleeves. Nick generally brings sleeves. You sleeve up your cards with your energy, and then you'll play like you're playing a regular Pokemon game, except instead of having 6 prize cards, you have 4 prize cards. And it's a great way to play at a local shop or a local tournament, so you can learn how the new cards play out, because it's always pre-released that these battle boxes come out.
It's a lot of fun.
And you get the cards, you get to play, and usually you get some extra packs if you win. So when you do win, you get the extra packs, which is nice, and then you start to learn how to play the new deck too.
But if you see me there, you won't get the extra packs because you're not going to win, because I'm just that good. Sorry to tell you guys.
So that's it that's all we got right for today. We will go through these cards and see how they play out a little bit. Maybe have Nick build another deck, and we'll see what we can get.
Oh yeah.
So that's all I got for today.
Alrighty.
So check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, and we will be expanding to different music streaming, podcast streaming sites or apps. I'm really not 100% sure on where then.
And that'll be updated in the next episode,
And I'll
probably.
try to include it in the description. I'll include links to everywhere in the description.
So we'll also have that on Instagram too, and on Facebook we'll be posting it. So take a look for us and post a comment on what kind of energy you think it was for this week, and we will see you next week, and hopefully we'll have a good winner. Post your energy pick.
Yeah, I want someone to guess it correctly and more than one person to guess.
Yeah, everybody post. All right,
Yeah.
this is Dan.
This is Nick, and this was Happy Vanas Pokemon.
Bye.